After an intense barrage of pre-release hype and criticism, the controversial film JFK is opening nationwide today. An Oliver Stone film, JFK stars Kevin Costner as New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison, the man who brought conspiracy charges in the Kennedy assassination back in 1967. Though Costner's Garrison is heroic, he says he researched the role with an open mind.
Oliver was very careful about insisting that I meet people that really didn't like Jim Garrison, you know, his detractor. It's interesting to note that, you know, you and I both have our detractors, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that find him quite courageous and not a quack at all, feel like he was on, he's a man that still operates in that community as a judge.
Let me give you a quote. You tell me what you think of it. Quote, he turns the off-the-wall Garrison into the safe and sound Kevin Costner. You buy that?
Not really. What happens is if you would ask Jim Garrison, does he believe what he's saying at the time, he absolutely does. And so as an actor, I believe what Jim Garrison's saying. I didn't change a line in the movie. I didn't try to make him form. My style of acting is I try to be seamless. I don't try to develop limps, lisps, anything to make a character interesting. But I don't try to jump out of my films. I try to jump into them and let it go with that. I'm not in the business of trying to be interesting. I'm in the business of good story. And so
which becomes more difficult the more successful you are.
Right. So I didn't change any lines. You know, there was lines about his philandering and we didn't pull those out. They didn't make the final cut. But Oliver made an attempt. It's not a biography of Jim, so when someone says that, kind of that armchair dart that they can throw at you, I took the words, and what I did is what any man or woman would do is if I'm saying the words, then I believe them. And so I believe, just as Jim Garrison does, that what he's saying is correct. Now, you can find a million ways to say that he's not, that he was overly ambitious, that he's a buffoon, that he was a lot of things, but Jim Garrison didn't think it, and when I play Jim Garrison, I don't think it either.
Assassins need payrolls, schedules, times, orders. This was a military-style ambush from start to finish. This was a coup d'etat with Lyndon Johnson waiting in the wings.
I'm wondering, given all that, I'm wondering how risky a career move this is, because on the one hand, here is Kevin Costner, who's up here in the minds of the American public, and he's this American icon, and he's this wonderful guy, and on the other hand, here is this film that has this underlying message that America's political system is basically corrupt, and you're signing on to that message.
Yeah. I think it is top heavy. I don't really operate out of fear, and I didn't pick a movie because I thought it would touch a chord. I touched a chord in me. You know, I didn't feel like it was a movie that people would rally around, but I felt like I could. So I didn't feel like it was risky. I felt in the end it was risky to not do it, to let somebody else do it.
We're talking about a crime, Bill, pure and simple. Y'all got to start thinking on a different level like the CIA does. Now, we're through the looking glass here, people. White is black, and black is white. Just maybe Oswald is exactly what he said he was. A patsy.
Give me, if you would, the brief history of how you came to be involved with this project. Did you hear about it and say, boy, that's something I want to be in?
No, I heard Oliver was coming for me, and I said, geez, don't let him come over here. Because I know he's, I said, no, I don't want to see him right now. I was struggling with Robin Hood, trying to make it in England, and he came, and I said I wouldn't talk to him unless I read it, and that was a very difficult position for him because he was still formulating his script, and I'm a real script-oriented person, and I really don't budge unless it's there. And so I took a real leap of faith with Oliver, but the first time he came in, after having read it, I passed on it. And I passed on it because my wife and I had talked about we needed a vacation and stuff, and I really didn't feel like I could go back on my word on that. Well, he came back again. I don't know if he went through my wife. He's a very tricky guy, this guy. In a great...
You're saying he went to Cindy with
I don't know what he did, but all of a sudden Cindy liked this movie. Cindy really liked this movie, and she was willing to give up her, time with me to do this.
See that? Now take a look here. 544 Camp Street. 531 Lafayette Street. Same building, right? But with different addresses and different entrances, both going to the same place, to the office upstairs. Guess who used this address? Lee Harvey Oswald.
Where do you come down, Kevin, on this ongoing then debate about entertainment versus responsibility to the truth when you do a film that is so rooted in history?
Right. Responsibility that I accept as a performer when I look at a script has to do with, if I do a movie about bicycles, I try to learn as much about it as I can. If I do a Western, I do as much as I can. And when I do JFK, I think there's a double responsibility because you're naming names. You're throwing some names out there who have families, who have children, who have heirs, you know, and you have to, you know, come down on it. If I felt bad about anything of this movie, I feel bad about Jackie Kennedy and her children having to once again have their life kind of, you know, it's not about John's life as you know in the movie, but I feel bad that they have to experience yet another version of something, that their father, their husband is somehow splayed across the screen again, and I feel responsible for that. And I don't know how to justify that. I'm in the movie. You know, there I am. I'm in the movie. But if I feel bad about something, I feel bad about that. That they would have to endure any pain as a result of this.
And who killed the president?
Oh, man, why don't you stop it? This is too big for you. You know that? This is who did the president? Who killed Kennedy? Man, it's a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma. The computers don't even know. Don't you get it?
America can operate quite well with the truth. It's proven that we don't operate very well with, you know, with bull.
Yeah. Realistically, what do you hope it does?
Well, I hope that realistically now, seeing the tsunami of sentiment for and against the movie, I hope Oliver keeps making movies.
But you're moving on to The Bodyguard.
I'm moving on. I have to move on. I didn't do it as a message, this movie. I really didn't. I looked at it. I lined up. I knew there would be some rocks thrown. You know, I knew I'd have to.
But the rocks are good for you at this point, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess. I think that you got to be accountable for things. You have to be accountable for things. I have to answer to things. I can't just, you know, contrary to popular, I don't get everything I want, and you know, it's like I got to answer for some of this stuff.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Kevin.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
Luck.
We've got it through another year.
7:49. JFK opens nationwide today. Katie's back in just a moment with a look at the growing popularity of tattoos. Maybe she'll show you hers after a break. This is Today on NBC.
You can count on G.I. Joe's for great holiday values. For smokeless outdoor flavor all year round, give Rivals Electric Crock Grill just $18.99. And quality Woolrich sweaters for men are now 25% off. In G.I. Joe ski shops, choose from a great selection of Columbia sportswear ski clothing. Our entire stock of Gordini ski gloves is also 25% off. You'll find the savings of the season now at G.I. Joe's.
12 years ago, KGW-TV started the Buy Oregon First campaign as a means to encourage support for local businesses that grow or make products here in Oregon. Now we've teamed up with the Agribusiness Council of Oregon in their Pro-Oregon campaign called Landmark of Quality. Together, these two campaigns ask consumers to buy Oregon-made products whenever possible, because the dollar that stays in Oregon helps ensure a stronger local economy. So next time you're shopping, look for products with these two logos and buy Oregon First.
This year, put some romance and action into your holiday season. Set your sights on the gift that's right on target at a price that won't leave you feeling like a pauper. Kevin Costner is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now it's easy to share the magic of Robin Hood with someone special. Bring home Robin Hood on video cassette at an affordable low price wherever video is sold.
JCPenney knows choosing the perfect gift isn't easy, especially when you have so many great choices. But if you happen to make the wrong choice, returns and exchanges are easy at over 1,300 stores nationwide.